All right, folks, here she is. Thomas built. Pretty sure they just used a Chevy C60. Oh, Chevy C60, guess truck front. I just took the engine and setup and used that to build the bus out of. I've worked on, normal size gas engines, but this is going to be the first big block engine I've ever worked on. And so, I'm probably going to say a lot of things wrong, and there's probably going to be some serious screw ups I do, but we'll get it done. All right, folks, as promised, here's the top-down view of the engine. I can't really find like the engine cast number. Only thought is it would be down here somewhere, but even with the doghouse off, I can't get to that. So I don't know if anybody could help identify if this is a 366 or not. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. Found a manual for it, and I just want to make sure this is a 366 before I get the manual. Well, I mean, even the manual's just for a C60, and that's what. Pretty sure that's the truck body that this engine would normally go on. There's a carburetor. You can see nice little pine needles in there. That adds some good flavor to the air going into the engine. I'm pretty sure this is a Rochester Quadrajet, but I don't think you could identify the engine based off the carburetor alone. So, yeah, just here she is. Really the only thing they replaced in it whenever we got it was they disconnected the mechanical fuel pump, and on the other side is an electric fuel pump they installed, which, I mean, that makes sense. I heard that on some of these big block engines, the mechanical fuel pump's the first to die. Yeah, and then pretty sure this is the power steering. I gotta take that off and kind of clean it up and tighten this back on here, just because whenever you turn hard left or right, you can hear it squeaking. I am curious, and if anybody could tell me what this is. It's not connected, but I mean, the bus runs fine. We were able to drive it uphill for 4 or 5 miles, and I mean, never overheated or anything. So I don't really know what that is, but it's not connected. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, folks, the doghouse cover is off. There's the tranny. I was able to find the tranny number. It's right there. The problem is even with the doghouse cover off, I cannot see that lip. Now, if anybody knows a good place to look for the casting number for one of these engines, please let me know. The one sign that I think it could be a 366 is there is a very faint 366, it's hard to see, painted in marker on the engine block. Now, the Chevy themselves, I hope that's not how they mark the casting numbers for their engine blocks. So I I'm dubious on whether or not that is actually true, even though, I mean, that's the only piece of information I have. So we'll look some more. If not, I guess I can assume that it's a 366. I'll show y'all a better shot of the engine here in a minute, and you can leave the comments on whether you think this is a 366 or a 327 or a 454 swap. I doubt it's a 454 swap. It's just that remanufacture tag on the bottom that's making me a little nervous. All right, here in this is the actual engine to the bus. I not really done a lot to it. All I've done is take the air cleaner housing off, and the geniuses who had this bus before us decided to put new plugs and wires in, and they literally left just two wires hanging there, zip tied to the distributor cap somehow. They were a new level of genius. So anyways, took those off, just taking the air intake and the air cleaner off. This is the filter. I'm really loving the rust here. That's got to be great for the engine, you know, give it a nice little iron oxide flavor into the exhaust. And so obviously that's getting replaced. And then I'll show y'all the air intake cleaner here in a bit. That also looked like it took a bath in some salt water for a while or something. But the biggest thing I'm trying to do today is I am 99% sure this is a 366. I saw below the engine that it has a remanufacture tag on it, and I don't know if that means that somebody put in a remanufactured 454 or if this is the original 366 in it. And so I was looking, and I think I know where to get the engine cast number, and unfortunately it is where below that distributor cap where the engine block meets the transmission. And so I can't reach it from here, and rather than taking the engine out, I'm gonna see if I can remove the doghouse cover and look at it from the other side. So we'll get that started here in a minute.